Hey, how's it going? P. Diddy started off. Oh man, how's it going? P. Diddy, man, starting off the stream like that. What's up, man? How's it going? How's everybody doing? Oh, P. Diddy gifted tier 1 sub to the Grizz 97. Yeah, starting early, man. How's it going? Thank you so much. P. Diddy, dude, thank you, man. So many gifted subs. The Grizz 97, hey, enjoy a gifted sub from P. Diddy. So, how's everyone doing? I don't even have my hat on. Don't even know where it is. Not gonna put it on. My desk is all messed up right now. Hopefully I can get it going. Hey, Gorf. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. What? My house is gonna burn down from all the lights back there. Oh man, Gorfy, dude. Gorfy gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Dude, thank you so much. Man, I can't even say hello. Man, Gorfy, dude, thank you so much. Misanthropy, Sly Human, Crazy Boy, Cryostall, and Bartsiek. Hey, enjoy the gifted subs from Gorfy. Oh my gosh. I think you guys are gonna crash my bot too. I love it. Hopefully my bot hangs in there. That code is mediocre at best. We'll see. Dude, P. Diddy, 10 gifted subs. Oh my gosh. Man, I can't even say hello. Man, how's it going? Man, dude, thank you so much. Dude, P. Diddy, really, man, Gorfy too. You guys really don't have to, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jeez, P. Diddy, Any Blast, Black Cat Wright, Vordium, Dan Tona, Pinot Noir Superstar, Cavalcante, Major Doob, Childish Jankarino, Pengloss, and Ghosty. Thank you. Well, thank P. Diddy for the gifted subs. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, man. Dude, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I need to like turn on my light a little bit more. I feel like I need my hat for this stream. My hair's all like kind of crazy right now because I've been working all day. Well, it's like every day, but a little more intense today than most. I was just working on something right before I switched over the stream. Well, I ate dinner and then came back to work, started working on something. But anyways, yeah, I kind of want my hat. Can you guys give me 2 seconds? Be right back. I don't know what my BRB screen looks like. Yeah, that shouldn't be it. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds. All right, there we go. That's better. Now it feels like not work. I should probably not show that screen. That screen sometimes might have, it doesn't have secrets in it. I don't put secrets in my code, but still. There we go, that's better. This is the me not working version of me not working when I have a hat on. Actually, I wear this hat a lot at work too now that we work from home. I wear it a lot. But anyways, who is this guy? Man, dude, thank you so much. Man, Gorfy, P. Diddy, everyone, yeah, thank you so much. Well, thank you for being here, man. Yeah, here's Techno Tim. Who's that guy earlier? I don't know. Some guy with some crazy hair. I've been letting my hair grow out since COVID. I think I've had a couple haircuts, but before I used to just shave my hair all the way off, and now it's just like, nope, gonna try this. Oh man, what an awesome start. So let me scroll all the way to the top. This is the longest I've ever had to scroll after an intro, but PC Geek, you were definitely first person in here. Welcome, how's it going? Penguin Airlines, hey, how's it going? How are you? Takano, heyo, it's Tuesday over. It's almost there. Is it? Yeah, I can't even believe it's Tuesday already too. Like, I feel like it was just like Sunday. Man, it's like days just fly by, weeks are flying by. Well, days are kind of long sometimes, but for me, like the weeks are just flying by. Like, really? Next week's Thanksgiving here in the US? Crazy. Sigor, here we go again, yeah. Takano, no Christmas light show updated yet. Oh man, at a stand, still due to Ned. Oh, needing supplies. Oh man, at a standstill. What supplies do you need, man? Treadstone, hey, how's it going? Good evening, everyone. Not on the East Coast, Penguin Airlines. Yeah, that's right. Hey, yeah, let's change the lights up in here. That's a little better. PC Geek, I'm so happy to get the Discord bot talking to me this morning. That's awesome. Yeah, congratulations. It's super fun once you get any bot running or any code working. It's just, I don't know. That's why I love writing code so much, because when it does what you want it to do, I'm just blown away. Yeah. PC Geek, and now I'm working on improving my bash script to set up Ubuntu clones. Nice. I've been doing some cloning and stuff in Proxmox. A lot of weird stuff. I'd like to know. I don't know. I feel like Ubuntu needs a sysprep like Windows does, but I know they have something where you can reset your GUID or your ID, but it doesn't always clean up everything. Windows has it figured out with syspreps, because that seems to clean up a lot of stuff for the most part. PC Geek added some fancy colors, nice. And you're using Code Server to push it up to GitHub. Look at you, man. This is awesome. Code Server, writing a Discord bot, and then pushing it up to GitHub. That is awesome, man. So awesome. PC Geek, I've committed it 15 times. Yeah, join the club, man. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a lot of commits, and it's once you start, yeah. Especially if you're working on something by yourself, it's just git commit every time you get something working. It'll push it up, because then you can go back and revert and all the good stuff that comes along with commit or git in general. The Gray is 97. Hello, nice. Seagore, now that's commitment. Gorfy, been a minute. Hope all is well. Yeah, Gorfy, hope you're doing well, man. Haven't talked to you in a while. I think last I heard from you, I asked if you had I don't remember. Was it the P2000? I think, maybe, possibly. I think that's what you have. But I was asking you, I think, about your video card. Hope you're doing well. Takano, these Dorito chips. I could go for some Dorito chips right now. Seagull, Penguin Airlines, I'm on ET, but still working. Takano, banana does not work yet. It's on my list. One day it will say something. I'm not sure what yet. We still haven't decided. Maybe it'll turn the lights yellow. Maybe it won't do anything. Who knows? You'll have to keep trying. PC Geek, I run a helper script inside of the VM that pulls it from GitHub to run it, so that way I don't have to keep updating my VM image each time I change the script. Awesome. Yeah, this is man, you got your own little CI pipeline going, kind of, sort of. That's awesome. Yeah, so you probably have to like do a git pull on a timer or something, right? And then maybe yarn to maybe install some additional dependencies. But that's awesome. If you don't want to do that, there's also PM2, which is super awesome, which will always run your node processes it'll daemonize it and run it in a process. And then you can, anytime it changes or crashes, it just restarts itself. So PM2 is pretty fun. I ran it for this Raspberry Pi right here is running PM2 because I didn't want to run Docker on that little guy. So I'm like, oh, sweet. But I don't have anything automated. You're a step ahead of me on there. I have to always go in there and SSH in there and pull my code. So you're a couple steps ahead of me. P. Diddy, I see we're starting it off early. Yeah, that was so many subs, man. Thank you guys so much, man. It's so crazy. It's kind of why I restarted the bot. Did it? Wait, did it? Maybe it crashed. Hopefully he's hanging in there. Oh no, it did. The bot did. No, was that when I started? I don't know. Maybe he crashed. He's not the greatest, but he always comes back, I think. Actually, that might have been when I started it, because I switched from my Rancher instance to the one that's running here, because I always have to do it because I don't know, I have some CORS issues with one of my services. You'd think I'd figure this out being a web developer, but I have CORS issues because of the way I set stuff up, and I keep forgetting to go back and actually debug it and see why my web service won't accept this request from my service, my Docker container. Let's see, scrolling past all those gifted subs. Man, thank you so much. PC Geek, whoa, nice, sub hype. Yeah, that was awesome. Elegant Puffin, hey, how's it going? Oh, all right, we got some more birds, Arctic birds. I like it. Dude, P. Diddy, oh my gosh. P. Diddy, man, he's so much, oh my gosh. Dude, P. Diddy, dude, 4 tier 1 subs. Dude, thank you so much, man. You really don't have to. I really appreciate it though, for sure. Todor, TSR 966, Jit Cypher, and Zanrath. Enjoy your gifted sub from P Diddy. Oh, P Diddy, man, you're doing so much, really. Dude, thank you so much. Man, I don't even know what to say. You have like a bajillion gifted subs, man. Dude, thank you so much. Where am I? P Diddy, I'm the conductor. Yeah, you are the conductor. I just see that now. Current hype train conductor, Seagor. Train and railway car. Man, is that a new one? Steam locomotive. I didn't know Twitch had that one. That's pretty awesome. Gorfy, hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, doing good here, for sure. Treadstone, have you ever thought about doing home lab reviews, similar to other YouTubers' setup reviews? You know, I have considered it, and I see a lot of people doing this. You know, I mean, you do too on YouTube. I would just feel kind of bad. I don't know. Maybe that's who I am. Obviously, you see, you know, Bitwit rating people's gaming setup, and you see, you know, Harris Heller rating people's streaming setups and whatever. I would feel kind of bad. I don't know. I would just be like, I'd over compliment everything and say like, you know, that is nice, but I'd be super passive about it. I don't know. I think those things do well when people can have or give a reaction to where they're, you know, not really impressed by it. I don't know. I think those do well. It would be cool. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe someday. I think once I get a little bit more experience, once I build a few more things and have more things going and more things figured out, I will definitely consider it. But you know, who knows? Maybe it would be nice to mix it up too, because a lot of my videos are tutorials, and I try to mix in some of my other projects. But that might be, maybe I'll add it to the rotation one day and see how it goes. But yeah, it's a great idea though, Treadstone. Thank you. I mean, what are the types of home labs where you'd want to see? Either you'd want to see the really awesome ones, or the really bad ones, or the really small ones, or the really efficient ones. You know, I think that would be awesome. Like, I would watch that. You know, I would definitely watch that for sure if someone did it. But no one's doing it. So maybe I should. Oreo Crumble PR, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. But yeah, maybe. I have thought about it, I won't lie. But I just need a little more experience before I do, I think. I don't know. I guess you're never ready until you do it. That's pretty much the theme for this year, because I always held off on doing a lot of stuff until this year, and now I'm just like, nope, gonna do it. PC Geek, sure, no problem. P Diddy false start. Seagor, oh, top hat, I like it. PC Geek, right? LL. P Diddy, who is this guy? Yeah, my hat. Yeah, I should have came back. Yeah, that would have been a great one if I would have came back with the most ridiculous hat ever. Oh man, you guys are on it. TSR 966. Good evening from Arkansas. Hey, good evening from Minnesota. How's it going out there? Takano would, but relying on parents to be able to purchase them. But they would work all the time, even weekends, so it's a bit rough. Oh man, on your lights, yeah. Elegant Puffin. Huge thanks to your content. Well, I can't read today. Huge thanks for your content, Techno Tim. Hey, no problem at all. I just discovered your channel and it's fantastic. Hey, hope you like it. Hope you found a more recent video. I think my older ones from the beginning of the year, I was still trying to figure out, like, I don't know, how to, period. How to everything. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. TSR 966, keeping me honest. Have you set up UPS in your Proxmox yet? I have not. And I'll be honest, I haven't done it yet. I will say that the USB cable is now plugged into my server, but it is not doing anything at all. I kind of, someone pointed me to, I won't say I found, because someone told me about it, and then I looked into it. I think it's called NUT. Network UPS tool or something like that, and I kind of want to get that to work more than getting it to work inside of a VM for Windows, because I haven't done it, but I think that'll work. I would just basically spin up a Windows virtual machine, pass through a USB device to it, and then, install the UPS tools or whatever software came with I think it's CyberPower UPS. And then I would be able to issue commands and all that. Like I could figure all that out, but that kind of seems, I don't know. Like I do have a Windows virtual machine that's kind of like my junk drawer server. That just does a whole bunch of Windows type stuff, utility type stuff, and I could add that to it. But I think it would be awesome to check out this nut thing. But I'm not sure if like my UPS is even compatible with it. So I appreciate you asking and continuing to ask. So keep asking, keep asking on those things where I said I'm going to do it someday, because it's a good reminder that I need to at some point. But I haven't done it yet. But yeah, I need to. Skal, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Holy Merc, hola, how's it going? How are you? PC Geek, maybe a banana will give Takano a timeout. I like where this is going. I need to write this down. Oh, that would be good. Timeout for 10 seconds or something. Something short enough to frustrate him to where he keeps trying. P. Diddy, yes. Penguin Airlines, it obviously needs to troll Takano. Oh yeah, for sure. Just a little inside joke. Yeah. He tries this banana command. For those that don't know, he tries a banana command every time, at least every stream. I think the very first time he did it though, my lights back there flashed for the very first time, and I thought he like did something like, I don't know, tripped some code in my bot to make the lights flash. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? How did he do that? But it ended up being just a coincidence and perfect timing. Sigor, how's it going? Gorfy, all right, big question, Techno Tim. Uh-oh. I'm about to buy a new house. What are we wiring it with if we have to start from scratch? Cat 6, 7, fiber, what? Oh man, that's such a big question. That's tough. Like, yeah, so I would have to put myself in that situation. Me personally, I mean, if it were me, I would probably do Cat 6 everywhere, and then run fiber some places. Only because, Cat 7 is going to be super expensive. I haven't looked, me making assumptions. And I feel like, Cat 6 is going to take care of all of your gig needs, all of your PoE needs, some of your short run 10 gig stuff. That's, RJ45, or it's probably a different number. That's Ethernet. And then I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what I would get with Cat 7 other than guaranteed longer runs for 10 gig. Can it do them more than 10 gig? I'm not even sure. So for me, that's probably the way I go. Like if I could do this all over again, I have Cat 6. Technically I have Cat 5, but won't talk about that because it was cheap and I can do 10 gig on or gigabit and it was no problem, and PoE. So I have Cat 5e, and I did this like 6 years ago, and it was so much cheaper than Cat 6. I'm like, I'll never need Cat 6. Now I'm like, what was I thinking? And maybe you might get in the same situation too if you do Cat 6 and then 5 years later, 10 years later, you want 7. But me personally, if I was just like, I had no walls and there were no limits besides money, I don't know. I'd probably put Cat 6 in every room, and then I might run one fiber run to every room. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good idea. And it depends on like, are you going to have one whole entire like box or gang like dedicated to all of your keystones, and then you could put 3, 2 Cat 6, 3 Cat 6, and 1 fiber? I don't know. It's a tough call. But I do wish I even had one fiber run down to my basement. I'm debating, like maybe this is the thing that makes me go back up in the attic through that door back there and install it. Because I do want at least one 10 gig run at some point, even if it's point to point, directly to my TrueNAS server. Whenever they fix iSCSI, because that's driving me crazy. But anyways, I don't know. Cat, that's probably what I do. Cat 6 everywhere, fiber some places. And then that will give you a ton of flexibility. And then, you might even be able to get 10 gig over Ethernet someday if the runs are short enough on Cat 6. But that's just me just thinking off the top of my head. Yeah, what are you thinking, Gorfy? Yeah, I would love to know. Takano, you started it, then I did banana, and then it popped up and everything says the bot's online. Yeah, coincidence. When you use the banana command, bots come online, lights start flashing. Or is it coincidence? Am I trolling you? I could just say the bot's online every time and it's really not doing anything other than the bot's online. I totally should. Bigsby, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I don't know if I called that one out, but thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. I just saw it. I didn't hear it. So, P. Diddy, it seems like you have 2 bots. You know what? You are so right. I would show you my screen, but I never clicked the scale down to 0. You are so right. P. Diddy, you called it. I did have 2 bots. Now I have 1 bot. That's why we're getting the double spam. Thank you for calling that out. I got to the screen where I need to scale it down in Rancher, and I just never clicked scale down. So anyways, yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, you're right, because test. Yeah, man, you guys are figuring it out. Thank you for, man, you guys are so smart. Let's see. Yeah, 2 bots, 2. Yeah. Gorfy, also, is it just me or is the double posting, or is this not double posting friendly bump? So I guess I didn't restart. There were just 2 runnings. Yeah. Gorfy, hopefully you heard my answer. But let me know what you're thinking. Hopefully, I mean, that would be awesome if we were really far off, because I would love to know your decision and you know, like what your considerations are. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I would do, because I have no idea how much Cat 7 is. It's got to be super expensive. And I mean, I haven't looked, I don't know, but I think, you know, the only benefit of that I can think of is longer runs. It's like, well, how big is your house, you know? Pylang, all right, Python lang, like it, like Golang. I think we talked about this before. Pylang, got anything on preparing a second hard drive to move VMs to? Do I? I don't think I do. And I assume you mean Proxmox, and I mean, I'm making a ton of assumptions here, Pylang, but I think you mean, I think you're looking or hoping for a way to just add a second hard drive to Proxmox, and then use that as a backup directory, and then move your VMs to it. So I think you'd back them up, or you just move them actually. You could just back them up and restore them, but that'd be a whole lot of nonsense for no reason. So just moving them. But I mean, in Proxmox, it should be pretty easy. You should be able to just plug in the drive. It'll appear in your storage section. If they already have partition tables, there's one extra command you need to run. But if they aren't, you just initialize them, and you specify the types of content that's going to go on there, and you should be good. Besides the moving part. That's where it might get a little bit challenging. But let me know if that's what you're thinking, because it sounds like it is. TSR, I really like your YouTube videos because you set up real life apps that we can use in our home servers. Hey, thank you. That's kind of my thing. That's kind of how I went into it, thinking like, you know, these are the things I use. These are the things I want to share with people. And I try to do it somewhat, you know, there are times when I take kind of shortcuts just for the sake of the tutorial, but most of the things are things you could spin up today if you follow it, and it's not going to be just, you know, a Hello World app. It's going to be, you know, configured and ready to run. But yeah, appreciate it. Treadstone, maybe instead of talking about how people's home labs look, it can be more about what they're hosting and the hardware it's on. That can make for a more unique and more of a learning experience for everyone involved. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll think about it for sure. You know, yeah, I would have to know what's running on there and everything. Yeah, there would be some preparation to do, but I think that would be fun for sure. Yeah, thank you for that. Sigor, you can always post your home lab pics to the Discord. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea too, because I would rather rather than, you know, talk about anonymous people's stuff, I would love it if it was your guys' stuff. I'll go easy. I mean, mine's nothing special either. But yeah, that would be awesome. That would be so awesome. Or you can randomly post it and I'll try to guess whose it is. Skull. Speaking of streaming setups, nice. I finally get to use my Rode Pod mic as my Go XLR Mini finally shipped from back order. Nice. Yeah, that's exactly my setup right here. Such an awesome combination. I even consider like recording my YouTube videos with this because it just sounds so much better than my lav mic. And I don't know why I don't, but I just don't want this microphone in front of my face while I'm making my YouTube videos. Not that it's bad. It's just like I have an idea. Hopefully I'm gonna get some things to help with sound here soon from a buddy of mine. And then get a new microphone soon, so my YouTube video audio would be better. But long story short, perfect combo. I have a Go XLR Mini and I have a Rode Pod mic, and I love them both. This is exactly what you will get, minus my nerdy nasally voice. You'll get a little bass here. But yeah, it's a perfect combo. I will say, buy some semi-okay XLR cables. I had, and nothing against them, but I had Amazon Basics, and which worked fine with my other mic, but with my Go XLR mic, I had this random hissing. I mean, you guys were probably hearing some of the streams. For like 3 streams, I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I thought it was my Go XLR, I thought it was USB, I thought it was power. I changed out everything before swapping out the XLR mic, and plus I didn't have a spare one. Ended up being that. So I spent like $4 more than an Amazon Basics, and that solved it. But again, like Amazon Basics stuff works fantastic everywhere else. But man, I would say spend a couple more dollars on the cable just so you don't have to worry about it. But I guess, yeah, that could happen. Any cable, any brand. But yeah, if you ever get any crazy, static that gets louder and louder as you talk, that's what it is. Titanium. Oh, that's so hard to say. Thank you for the inspiring, well-presented YouTube videos. Hey, I appreciate it. No problem at all. Some Docker containers contain several containers, such as WordPress or Sirix. Yeah. How would you set them up to use with Rancher and Kubernetes? Yeah, good question. So I think it depends. This is a tough question. So I think I know the question you're going to ask, but I'll answer the question that you are asking. And then I'll go into the one I think you want to ask or might want to ask. But with things like WordPress, so WordPress does have, there is a version that comes bundled with like a ton of stuff. But there's also a Docker Compose. And I think this is what you're asking too, is like, how would you set up a Docker Compose file that lists multiple services and then refer to them or convert it to a Kubernetes deployment? I'll just say that and take Rancher out of it, even though it's Rancher. The way that I do it is set all of those containers up individually. So I mean, similar to your Docker Compose, if it's WordPress, it's probably going to say, service, whatever, WordPress. You'll have a bunch of attributes or arguments or commands, and then you'll have like MySQL in there, right? And then you'll have a bunch of arguments and commands. I do those separate within Rancher or within Kubernetes. And then I link them. Well, you don't link them. I refer to them by service name. And so Kubernetes has a thing called service discovery, has its own internal DNS and its own service discovery mechanism or service that you can refer to other containers internally by the name in that area, in the service discovery area, however you define that service name. I'm now mixing like YAML with what it looks like in the UI. But I'll focus on the UI because that's what you're looking at. So anyways, if you were going to set up WordPress and you just do the WordPress, the PHP part, just the actual web piece, and then it's going to ask you for a database URL, which you haven't set up yet. You just then go into Rancher again, create a new workload, create a database, and get that working. And then in service discovery, you probably created one, but if not, you'll create a service that points to that database. And whatever, you're going to call it my database, and that's your service name. Well, if you call it my database and your service name and your service discovery, then any container that you use can get back to that container by that service discovery name, by that service name, my database. And then so you would, once that's set up and running, then you would go back into your WordPress one, set it up, point at your database called my service, my database, and it should be good to go. So with those, with Docker Compose files, I kind of start from the bottom up. And what I mean by the bottom up is, you know, if you have a UI piece and a database piece and something else, I start with a database. Make sure I have a database first. Hey, Golenda, hey, resub, tier 1, 3 months, 3-month streak. Dude, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Really appreciate it. So I start from the bottom up and then I go database. Oh, do I have a database already somewhere? Nope, I don't have it. Okay, spin up that workload, get that working, make sure it works, expose the service in service discovery. And now all of my containers can communicate with it if they want to. Then I'll say, okay, now it's the WordPress piece. And I think WordPress, you can pick your PHP version and all of that. So it's the UI part. And then you go and configure that and point it back at your database. So that was a really long explanation. Hopefully it made sense. There's a lot of hand waving in there. I would draw it, but probably wouldn't be any better than me waving hands. But hopefully that makes sense. And I think what you're meaning is that Docker Compose is just that. You can compose multiple Docker containers into one service. And so Kubernetes doesn't have that concept out of the box, but Helm is, if you think of what Helm does to Kubernetes, which is multiple Kubernetes workloads, Helm is to Kubernetes as Docker Compose is to Docker, I think, for all intents and purposes. And so you can spin up Helm and do it individually or from a terminal with a Helm YAML, or you can do it through the UI, through Rancher, and link them that way. Yeah, hopefully that works. And the nice part is if you do it through Kubernetes and service discovery through Rancher, all containers can reach that service if you want. So hopefully that makes sense. Sigor, that's a great idea. I totally agree. I should do it. I just feel bad like critiquing things. BDD, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, I fixed the bot thing. I'm getting caught up. Technicus, hey, how's it going? P. Diddy, baby steps for the UPS. I know. It totally is baby steps. I'm like, last time you asked, which was probably a month ago, yeah, haven't done it. And then this time I plugged in the USB cable. But I have some things coming, and I don't want to configure a whole bunch of stuff that I'll undo soon. And I think it might be a good opportunity for me to explore NUT. I think it's called the Network UPS tool. I think it's called Network UPS tool. So yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've never able to get NUT working. All right. Yes, NUT, the Linux would like to see it set up. All right. Yeah, I'm not. It looks pretty low level, but still, it looks cool. And it'd be sweet to get it working. Maybe hook it up to Grafana, and I could just see my. And then the nice part is, I think, if I'm able to query my UPS, I'm not only getting minutes left, but I'm actually getting the power draw too. And then you could graph that, nicely in something like Grafana or something like that, and visualize that data and say, hey, here's my power draw over time. Here it is in the day. Here it is at night. Here it is when I turned on another server. Here it is when I turned that server off. Those kinds of things. So yeah, pretty cool. And that's kind of why I want to look at it too, and not just to be able to automate some stuff, but to be able to graph some stuff too. Tigano, then after the 50th time, it does something random. Yeah, totally. It's going to be like the chaos monkey command for you, because you'll never know. Is it really working? Did I just do that, or was that coincidence? And I'll put random timers on it too. Totally, put random timers on it so that it just, it works 10 seconds later, so you don't think it worked, and by the time you said it didn't work, it does. Holymer, bien y tú? Bien gracias. Yeah, I'm also good. Hope you are. P. Diddy, that way we can do banana to time him out when he brings up the asset management talkers. Yeah. I know. Treadstone, don't run regular Cat 6 unless it's a lot cheaper than Cat 5e, to be honest. Cat 6a for 10 gig and Cat 5e for gig. Nice. Yeah, I like that. Thanks, Treadstone. That's kind of why Cat 5e is so cheap. And that's why I did it. Even 5-6 years ago, it was so cheap. And I'm like, well, I get power over Ethernet. I get gigabit runs. That's good enough for me. But now, you know, I wish I had a little something more. But I have heard that you can run, I probably said this like 10 times, but I heard on short runs you can 30 feet? I don't remember the number. But on short runs, you can get gigabit on Cat 5e. But I'm talking super short runs. But I probably wouldn't do it. I'd test it. Yeah, I probably would. P. Diddy, you could use Cat 6a for longer 10 gig connections. Yeah, nice, nice. Gorfy, thanks, bud. I think the same about Cat 6a and fiber to the office. Yeah, I think that's what I'd do. I don't know. I'd have to look at prices. It's hard to know without prices. But you know, I don't know. Who knows? You know, if you spend the money on Cat 7, if you'll get anything different than if you went Cat 6a or even Cat 5e. You know, if at the end of the day, you know, all those machines are going to do gigabit anyways, then maybe go the cheapest route. Skull, Gorfy, getting the same answer in multiple locations. Yeah. P. Diddy, yeah, I do Cat 6a everywhere and maybe a little fiber in the office lab. Yes. Would like to see a series of setting up a small part devices in Home Assistant, thermostat, switches, lights, security cameras, etc. TSR 966. Yeah, it sounds super interesting. Possibly. It's tough because I gotta get all that hardware. Gotta get it all set up. I mean, I have some stuff set up in Home Assistant now. Not everything. But yeah. Also, I know there's some decent ones on there's some decent ones on YouTube right now. I forgot one of his names. I forgot his name. But he used to do really good ones. But I don't see any new videos by him anymore. Sorry, I got like something poking me in the nose. But yeah, definitely it's on the list for sure. Holy Merc, Discord. All right, yeah, it is double bots. Sorry, 1 second. Am I getting poked in the nose by my mustache? I don't know what's going on. Who knows what's going on? Elegant Puffin. Have you ever played with nested virtualization? Yeah, good question. I was playing with some GNS3, pfSense, Vios, Cumulus, etc. before I discovered Proxmox. I'd like to get GNS3, which uses KVM, inside of Proxmox VM. My biggest concern is the latency would be too high due to nested virtualization. So I have done nested virtualization before, but it was really only to test and make sure that things would work. I ran like VMware Workstation inside of Hyper-V once. But yeah, I mean, will it work? Sure. Is it going to be super efficient? I'm not sure. I think hypervisors in general, depending on the type, you know, there's a little bit of overhead, and some are super low. I think Proxmox is like 2 or 3% overhead, which is fantastic. And VMware is probably even better than that. So to do nested virtualization, yeah, you're going to have some, loss in efficiency. But like, what are you trying to do on that second instance of a hypervisor? Is it just a testing? I know you say you want to run GNS3, which also uses KVM. If it's just for testing, yeah, go for it. I've run Proxmox inside of Proxmox. That's how I did some of my first Proxmox tutorials, because I had a good version of Proxmox and then I didn't have a test one. And you can notice sometimes on the IP address if you look at my old videos. So I ran Proxmox inside of Proxmox before, just because I needed to make some tutorials and I didn't want to like mess up my production environment. This is before I had a second server. So yeah, it's totally, it'll work. I don't know how high the latency is going to be, but I'd never run something inside that second, the hypervisor guest of a guest. I don't even know what that's called. The grandson VM, unless it was something that absolutely like it can only be virtualized with this certain hypervisor. And I guess I could see that if you had some, VMware image or VMware player that only ran with VMware, and then you had to run that inside of Proxmox because you didn't want to spin up your own host. I could totally see that. But yeah, it just depends on what you're doing. But yeah, if it's for testing and exploring, for sure. For daily use on stuff, I don't know. Unless it's your only choice. If it's your only choice, yeah, absolutely. I'd say go for it. More so than spinning up another machine and letting it run 24/7 just for one service, for sure. The Grizz 97. If you're running Proxmox on a couple of servers, would you be able to use one GUI to see both and create VMs? I've never used Proxmox before. I just have experience with ESXi and vSphere. Yeah, you can if you have a cluster. I believe that's how it's work. There are some quirks to a cluster. I'm figuring that out. But I believe that's how it works in a cluster, is that you see those virtual machines on both. I think I have to look. I've been testing out some cluster stuff lately. So I don't have a definitive answer. I will probably have one here in about a week. But I think so. I don't know. If someone's done Proxmox clustering before, yeah, let me know. But I think you would see both VMs, and only be able to use possibly one GUI. I think if you go in the data center tab. But yeah, I think. But I will absolutely have an answer for you here in about a week for sure. But yeah, great question. Gorfy, Cat 7 isn't too bad. I am considering it for future proofing at the same time as single fiber line with the same single fiber line to the home office. Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing to Techno. Yeah, that's not going to work with Teat. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Grizz, I think this might be what you're looking for. Yeah, so you're probably going to help them out with something. Thank you so much. Sigor, you could easily add a second SATA drive in Proxmox. Everything after that is just moving files. Yeah, thank you. This is probably going back to the question about asking about adding a drive for backups. And then it was moving, I think the ultimate question was, and I was going down the backup path. Gorfrey, nothing should be too long, 2100 on the main floor, but the server closet will be right in the middle of the first floor of the basement. Nice, yeah. I think you'll be totally fine. Oh man, I'm excited. You said you're building too, right? And if you're building, that's awesome because you'll just run it perfectly and not have to fish anything out ever. Until you want to add more. I would say run a fish line with all of those because you never know in the future if you're going to need to pull one more, or at least run one extra one that's not terminated. TSR 966, do you have any hardware pass-through to your Windows VM running Blue Iris, like a video card, Purple Drive, or recording cameras? Yeah, great question. I don't. So no, my Blue Iris virtual machine, all of its hardware is 100% virtualized. It's storage, it's video card, obviously CPU, all of that. And I know that you can pass through a GPU through to it to do transcoding, and that might be a better way to do it than assigning it to Plex, and which rarely uses it because most of the time I stream from Plex, it supports direct play. So yeah, it leads me to why do I even use my video card for transcoding, especially since I have so many cores too. So yeah, it's a good question. I don't personally, and it might be better for me to allocate that to Blue Iris, just because, it's streaming, transcoding video all day long. Whenever it triggers, I have it transcode too and back up that video somewhere and put it off somewhere safe too. So yeah, it's a great thought. I've looked into it a few times. I just haven't done it. But could I? Yeah, absolutely. I totally could. And is that, capability there? Absolutely it is. So I don't personally. Do you? Sigurd, you can always say into the profile server and use the CP command if all else fails. Yes. Yeah, CP, just good old SSH Proxmox. Hammer on the keyboard. Yeah. I knew what you meant. Just SSH in there and do a CP command, or even or an rsync from somewhere else, to and from. Takano, so I got a part keeper up and running. Yeah, nice. Banana. It won't stop. We could write the command right now. I don't think you'll like what it will do. But yeah, maybe. Support a command. Now I'm reading off what the bot is. Yeah, Takano. Yeah, no, Takano, you're timing yourself out. This is getting crazy now. Should auto time out anyone that says part keeper. Yeah. To be honest, it's all right, but you want to explore and test ERP next. Man, ERP at home, I love it. P. Diddy, have you looked into Netbox? It looks interesting, and I was looking at it after we talked last stream, but I didn't have much time to get it to work though. No, I kept looking at it too. I don't fully understand it yet. So to be honest, like when I was like, yeah, Network Chuck had a video on it, and I said it was with the creator, but no, I think it's one of the contributors or product owners or something like that. To be honest, I haven't fully wrapped my head around it. Like I understand what it does, and it's not just documentation. When I was reading through the documentation, they were basically saying like, this isn't a tool to diagram or import your existing network. I think it's a tool to actually create your whole entire network. So I don't fully understand it yet, and I need to understand it more. So I haven't tried it at all. You know, I've spent about 5 minutes like digging through the docs and kind of trying to understand what it would do for me, and see if it's worth the trade-off, because I think it's from the, I think it was an internal tool at DigitalOcean. Some engineers there built for their internal tool, and then they made it open source. And so it might be like overkill for me. I don't know, you know, and so I think there's going to be that trade-off between, you know, how much time I invest to this tool to, you know, to diagram, you know, 100 IP addresses and 4 VLANs, 5 VLANs, 4 or 5. Yeah, maybe I do need it if I can't remember how VLANs I have. So no, it's, you know, I got to check it out. I got to do some more reading for sure. Like I know everyone's super pumped about it, but I got to understand it too. But yeah. Techno, not sure if Netbox would work for me, work for my use since it's for tracking IPs and such. Yeah, I think so too. Because you're going after serial numbers and hardware and devices and more like inventory management, pretty much. P. Diddy, yeah, I wasn't saying for your case, but having both Netbox and Part Keeper so you can have an IP database and Part Keeper for the hardware database. Yeah. Ty Tram, I want to say your name right. Ty Tram, thank you so much. It made perfect sense. We'll give it a shot and see if I can pull it off. Yeah, hope you do. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, let me know. Whoa, I'm scrolling. Where am I going? Okay. Penguin Airlines. All right. I think that's the limit of work I can complete today. Phew. Oh yeah. Nice, man. Dude, it's late. What is it? It's 8 here. So it's what? I think 9. Are you on Eastern? I think you're on Eastern. I know P. Diddy's on Eastern time. Ups to remind the UPS, check the UPS test. Oh, I could. You'd see my output. That might be given, I'll get something going. Until then, the only thing you can control in my house is the lights. Penguin Airlines, almost 12 hours. Nice. Takano, yeah, true that. Could be useful, especially with Snipe It. I don't know Snipe It. Penguin Airlines, visualize your nut in Grafana. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, network UPS tool. Yeah, for sure. Logic, thanks for your help last night, P. Diddy. Working on my system now. So far, so good. Awesome. Takano, what PC gamers look like when you turn on their PC? Yeah, totally. It is. It's like RGB of everything. That RGB, yeah. Technus, have you tried ESXi on Proxmox? I haven't. So I haven't nested the hypervisors that way. I've only nested two Proxmox, so a Proxmox inside of a Proxmox, and then I nested VMware Workstation inside a Hyper-V, and that was like, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, when I had to do some migration of some data and hardware, and it was the only way I could keep some of my services running. Totally Inception, yeah. Would be nice to run VMware inside of VMs, yeah. Proxmox inside of Proxmox, yeah. It's totally, yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's similar like Docker containers inside of Docker containers inside of Docker containers. I mean, that's every time I run CI, I have like, you know, I'm inside of a Docker container, using a Docker container, then building a Docker container, or yeah, sometimes inside of the container I'm building, and I'm like, I have at least 3 levels of Docker containers that I know about. Who knows how many stacks, you know, above me there are, but yeah, it gets kind of crazy. P. PC Geek sounds like the Russian nesting dolls. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Bigsby, I wondered what that was in a YouTube video. I wonder what that was in the YouTube video. Wait, I don't know. Proxmox? Misread that. VM's carrying totems, carrying totem sim. Yeah, Proxception. I like it. I like it. You totally can. Yeah, Proxmox instead of Proxmox, pretty easy. I should see how deep I can go. Yeah, and then like try to create a VM. Could you nest it down 3 layers? Probably. I don't know. That's a good question. That'd be fun to figure out. PC Geek, you can run VirtualBox on command line. I wonder if you'd be able to run a Proxmox host alongside it. Yeah, so on VirtualBox though too, I think on VirtualBox it can do the emulation too, or something on the CPU, so you don't even need virtualization on your CPU. It'll obviously run a lot slower. But yeah, crazy. Treadstone. I have used nested virtualization due to Windows servers licensing. I'd have to buy another license for some tests. Thanks, Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft and licensing. I think they wrote the book on licensing. I think they even have certifications on licensing, and I'm not joking. You can get Microsoft licensed certified. Technicus, trying to explain a grandfather paradox with nested virtualization. Yeah, totally. Yeah, good luck. No. Sigor, okay, so if you delete the root level VM, the rest will no longer exist until you restore from backup. Yeah, just like time travel. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, everything down the tree would just be gone. And then you restore from backup and it's all back. Yeah, that would be so crazy. PC Geek, I think the clustering depends if you use HA with replication or not. Thank you. There we go. Because up until that, I think you can move them back and forth, but I don't think you would have like the unified view. Yeah, good call, PC Geek. I haven't done HA yet. I know. Kraft has a video on it that's pretty good. I don't have 3 servers right now. I don't have 3 servers to do it, and 3, close to 3 servers. I want to allocate 100% to it because it does look awesome. Bigsby, any thoughts on K3 OS? It's supposed to be Kubernetes operating system. Yeah, so yeah. I know that, there's Rancher OS and there's K3 OS. K3S it was built by Rancher. It's open source now, and it's a certified Kubernetes distribution. And then so on top of both of those distributions, you have operating systems, which are kind of nice because then you get K3 OS or you get Kubernetes, you get it fully installed with Docker and everything just working. And so I have done Rancher OS before. I've not done K3 OS before. It looks cool. I won't lie. It looks awesome, especially because I think you could do some of the cloud init stuff and bootstrap it really fast and get it up and going. Like that, it looks cool. But for me, like at the end of the day, I need to be able to manage my servers and do like a little bit more to them just in case. So I like having the escape hatch of dropping down into a terminal and doing a apt install whatever, apt update, install the KVM QEMU, I guess KVM tools for Proxmox to be able to monitor, to do things like memory ballooning and stuff like that. And so while I think those are fantastic choices, especially if you want to harden your environment down, those are excellent choices. But for me, I still sometimes need to do a couple one-offs on some of my servers or change something a little bit different or do something different. And so for that reason, I usually don't choose those. But I think they're fantastic choices, especially for enterprise. Absolutely. But, like I said, like I need to install, KVM QEMU tools. I need to do a couple of things, and I just don't want to have to, undo some of the things that are built into there if they can even be undone. But I think they're cool for sure. Absolutely. It makes it solid, repeatable, and that's always good. PC Geek, I'm making English muffin pizzas. Oh man, I've done that before. When I was a kid, we used to do that. Yeah, we'd take some ragu spaghetti sauce or something and put it on there with like sliced cheese. It was like, we were just like, oh, this is so great. Oh man. Generic AL? Al? I'll go with Al. 2 a.m. in UK. Oh man, it's bedtime. Logic 23, hope it turns out. Yeah. Penguin Airlines, yeah, for serial numbers, I guess Snipe It would be a better fit. Netbox is more data center focus. Yeah, good call. I don't know Snipe It. You guys know all the awesome tools. Gotta check this out. I assume it's Snipe IT, but I'll say it. PC Geek, I love how I'm in code server. You can make a change to a selection where the other occurrences match at the same time. Oh yeah. I know what you mean. Like basically a change all in real time, or select all, or select vertically. Yeah. VS Code and code server in general is pretty awesome. Yeah, I always love the. So I like to be able to select and change multiple instances everywhere in real time instead of just to replace all. Looks cooler when you're able to type it. But I also love, horizontal selecting and changing things, like is awesome for just, code style and stuff like that, or inserting, whatever, comment at the end of everything. Yeah, it's super fun. Skull, time for dinner. See you later. Yeah, enjoy your dinner. Sash Chansky, my power supply just died with a loud pop and took down the whole power in the apartment. Oh man, not good. Yeah, I hope everyone's okay too. Penguin Airlines, I wonder if I could pair some smart outlets to Google Calendar to turn them on and charge certain large appliances during the low cost electricity hours. Huh. I bet you could. Are there hours when electricity costs less? Because I need to subscribe to that. Well, maybe. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I bet you could. And you might not even need Google Calendar because you would just set a timer on something. Like on my Wemo, I can set a schedule for any one individual devices. Logic. When do we get to VDIs? When do we get to VDIs? We can auto spin up guest VMs for visitors and family, and persist storage for family, keeping the VMs up to date and clean without family impact. Nirvana. I wish. I totally wish. And you just sparked some interest for me. I almost feel like I want to like give a terminal out to all of my family and just say, here, use my infrastructure through the internet, because it's going to be way faster than what you have. It's going to be way safer than, what you're using. So it's going to be way faster in a couple ways. One, it's going to be faster hardware. Two, it's going to be faster internet. But then, depending on the remote client, but still, they'll be able to download and do things a lot faster. Then they have all of my security protection built in, and all my DNS and all my protection with all of that. Would be awesome, for sure. Yeah, it would be awesome to have VDI like infrastructure and just give everyone a Chromebook and say, hey, here, RDP into my stuff. That would be awesome. Or whatever, name your remote client. I totally agree. PC Geek, parts were new. Hopefully there was protection in the supply. This was Sash Chansky. New. The parts were new. Hopefully there was protection in the supply. Yeah, I agree. Logic, Home Advisor and Node-RED could probably manage your large appliance charging. I like that. Large appliance charging. We talking like cars? Bixby, I think Rancher OS is end of life soon, right? It might be. I haven't looked lately. I haven't used it in a long time. Meep, hello. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. It might be. I haven't looked, and honestly, the last time I used it was probably about a year and a half ago. And then I was like, this is way too hard to just get started. I'll just use Ubuntu. Hey, the big CB. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. PC Geek, I use shredded cheese. Yeah. I'm sure your English muffin pizzas were way better than mine. Because when I was a kid, like we didn't have much. So like I had these it was like a treat to be able to have like English muffins and then like spaghetti sauce and like Kraft singles on top of it. And we were like, this is so good. Like we have mini pizzas. I'm sure yours are way better than mine ever were. But yeah, shredded cheese is the way to go. Don't use singles. It would be so gross. Thanks, I'll take note. Yeah, Takano, Snipe It. Snipe IT is asset management and tracking for companies. I like it. Meant Home Assistant. Nice. PC Geek Ruffle, I just noticed, yeah. The big CB, Techno Tim. Hey, what's going on? How's it going? How are you doing today? New to the channel. What's up? Meep, hello. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, how are you doing today? Penguin Airlines. Yeah, I was thinking if I ever get one, scooter, mini rigs, etc. Nice, nice. But I know you mentioned charging based on time of day, and I mean, I don't know where you're at, but are there places that charge more power? I guess during the rush hour of power. Because that would be awesome to be able to not charge some of my devices until then. I don't have larger devices. I think the largest device that has a battery in it is, I don't even know. My laptop, that's always kind of full. Yeah, nearly everywhere. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know if we do in our state. Excel Energy. I need to start looking into that. Or maybe they do if it's yeah. Luckily, I have a timer on my washing machine. Oh man, I need to look into this for sure. Because if I could ship some of that stuff tonight, that would be awesome. I mean, there are some things you can't, right? But things like, hey, washing the dishes, washing the clothes, all the things, especially, if you had a Tesla or stuff like that, that would be awesome. P. Diddy, that's what you do with Tesla wall too. Yeah. Don't need panels to save money. Nice. Sashchatsky. Oh, right. The power rates are a thing here as well. Need a second electricity meter or whatever it's called though. Oh, nice. Logic. Yes, you can change your rate plan to one where you get to shift power to lower charge times. Huh. Interesting. Oh, the washer and dryer. If I could start at 4 a.m. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this sounds like this sounds super interesting. Like I need to look into it. Cause I get it. Like they want to shift when people use power if they can, right? Like most things. Because then they don't have to expand their infrastructure just because they have a surge at whatever 6 o'clock, 6 to 9 or whatever the most popular times were for power. I bet the COVID thing is throwing all this out the window though, because I mean, some people did the same thing with air conditioners. People would have that timer on their air conditioner that was given to you by the power company that would basically it would turn it on for you automatically and shift it for you so that you weren't using, a lot of power while everyone was using all the power to cool off their house. But yeah, I didn't know there was just like a general, I didn't know there was like a general, I don't know, meter or something you could do it for everything. I've always heard of air conditioners, but it was like some timer you had to like install on your air conditioner, I thought. Logic, I had Excel Energy. They have rate plans you can swap between. Nice. Time of use plans. I'll have to look into this. What if you, I need to understand more about it because I'm like, what happens if you go on one of those rate plans and you don't follow the rules? Like, is there any downside to it? Hey, the big CB. Oh my gosh. Oh man, talk about a big, huge host and raid. Dude, the big CB, how's it going? Man, 74 viewers. Jeez, how's it going? How's everyone doing today? Jeez, what a big raid. How's everyone doing? Man, so many people just all piling in. How's everybody doing? Welcome to my channel. Don't know if you've been here before. You're welcome to come back. And yeah, what do? We talk about all kinds of stuff in here. Usually technology, usually server stuff, usually home lab stuff, usually code stuff, a whole lot of different stuff. And I usually read comments, but right now there are so many comments flying in that it's going to be kind of hard to read. But man, welcome everyone to my channel. How's everyone doing? How was the Big CB raid? How was the Big CB's channel? Hopefully you guys talked about some awesome stuff. Man, thank you for the follow. Pixel Code, thanks for the follow. Eloon, thanks for the follow. Steel City, B-Dog, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Man, we were just talking about electricity too. It was pretty intense. No. What two hat raid? Yeah, hello raid. Yes. I'm good. He has a YouTube channel called Cold Bullet. All right. Techno Tim. Yeah, how are you guys doing? Nice. What kind of code? What kind of code do you talk about? What kind of code project were you just working on? What language? I'm gonna guess Python or JavaScript, and I'm probably mostly right. Just guessing. Nork7, hey, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Sylvania 1606, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Yeah, welcome Raiders, man, dude, thank you guys so much, man. Good energy coming in here. It was his first, he coded asteroids. That sounds awesome. What language did he use? Because that sounds awesome. Oh, Unity and C#. All right, that was my next. Okay. I've done C#. Haven't done any Unity though, but that's awesome. So was it like a tutorial on how to get started on Unity and how to get started with Unity and C#? And oh, by the way, it's super easy to do and use. And look, you can do asteroids, and I'm totally downplaying because it's probably not super easy. But yeah, I was curious about that. Oh my gosh, dude, P. Diddy. Oh man, thanks for the sub. Dude, P. Diddy. Oh man. P. Diddy, thanks for the dang tier 1 gifted subs. Dude, Angel of the Odd, Donkey, RP Keenan, M. Bonnie, W4R6, Senpai Carter, Masu Moan Line, T-Treme, Rusty Boy, and Dustbinder. Enjoy your gifted sub from P. Diddy. Dude, thank you so much, P. Diddy. Oh yeah, so when I was saying about asteroids, like totally not downplaying it or tutorial, I was just curious, like how in depth it was. Because sometimes, you never know. I mean, I don't know. Haven't been to the channel. So it was done in Unity. Sounds awesome. Yeah, Unity C#. Is it easy? Is it pretty involved? Yeah. Now he was figuring it out for himself on stream. He codes stuff and adds AI to it. Nice. His tutorial would be just copying code. Nice. He was trying to make AI play Flight Sim. Nice. But he needed a playground to test it on, so he made asteroids. That sounds pretty awesome. That sounds pretty awesome for sure. Man, that is sounds pretty intense. Yeah, and no disrespect by saying, hey, was it a tutorial? I just have no idea what he was working on. So that's super awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out for sure. Definitely checking out for sure, because it sounds pretty awesome. Sounds kind of up my alley too, because I myself am a software developer, write a lot of code too. Lots all day long. Code Bullet, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Man, gotta check it out. So AI, Unity, C#, Flight Sim, asteroids. This sounds so awesome. I gotta check it out for sure. Yeah, so man, I really appreciate you guys all hopping in the stream. Yeah, man, now I feel like, wow, where were we? We were talking about all kinds of stuff. We were actually talking about shifting electricity prices. I don't know how we ended up there. But we did. His avatar was also a Viking Santa. All right, gotta check this out. It's getting cooler by the minute. So Code Bullet, gotta check it out for sure. Yeah. Penguin Airlines, my fault. Yeah, no, not your fault at all. No, these are all things that, yeah, super interested in too. Meep Hello, yeah, the bit I missed. What the hell was that about? The bit that I missed, what was that all about? I think you're talking about the raid. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Meep, hello. But yeah, so I could schedule the 3D printer too. Man, I need to know more about this, because I need to know, like, okay, like, can you just sign up for this plan, and then, like, if you do, what happens if you go over? What happens if you? I assume you get a better rate for shifting your schedule, or you get electricity at a lower rate. But can just anyone sign up for this and anyone do it? And then, like, are there any downsides? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. Are there any downsides? Because if there aren't, like, why wouldn't everyone do this? Logic, yes you can. All right. Penguin Airlines, I don't think it's a plan. The power company measures what you are using power. Nice. Yeah, but I mean, that's just like what they do anyways. I mean, that's how you get your bill. That's where I'm confused. I guess I need to look into it some more. WR46. Well, I want to pronounce that, but I don't know Leet speak for that, but I'll go with W4R6. Hey, greetings from Chile. Hey, nice. How's it going? How's it going in Chile? Yeah, hopefully good. Well, greetings from the United States. Oh, man. I still cannot believe a couple things. One, that we just had a gigantic raid, and two, P. Diddy going so crazy on subs, man. Dude, I really appreciate it, for sure. Man, I almost feel like, man, hi from Argentina. All right, man. Pella, 041, hi from Argentina. Man, we got people from all over, for sure. Punit, I think this is way off topic, but I would like to know, since you mentioned servers, do you think Apple's move to ARM will ruin or improve server render farms, assuming we get the 10 gig option down the line? Yeah, good question. I mean, this is all up in the air right now, right? I mean, this is a good question. I mean, this comes up all the time about ARM and x86, or and so it's kind of it's unclear. Obviously Apple's moving to it, and arguably they've been on it for a long time. They sell a lot more iOS devices than they do Mac OS devices. But it's right now, most of the ARM processors that we get right now are packaged inside of products, right? Arguably, a Raspberry Pi is not, because we get a board with an ARM processor on it. But outside of that, it's kind of hard to get, for a consumer to just get your hands on a white label ARM processor besides a Raspberry Pi. I mean, maybe there's some other things out there. So I'm not sure. So will it improve server render farms, assuming we get a 10 gig option down the line? I'm not sure. I mean, it all depends on the market. NVIDIA, bought ARM, AMD. I'm not sure what their plans are. I'm sure they might have just bought a company. Apple's going that way. But I think it'll be a while before we see any major changes where consumers can get their hands on these things outside of hardware products that people can buy anyways. I kind of hope so. Am I going to start compiling all my software right now to run on ARM processors? Probably not. I mean, my Docker containers now and all my stuff that I ship out to Kubernetes, I'm not compiling it for ARM or making any changes here just yet. But it's interesting to think about, and I would love to be able to do it at some point. I think we got to see if the performance and power trade-off is there. I mean, Apple seems to think it's there, right? Apple thinks it's there. I mean, they claim it's there. In their latest release, they claim, whatever, 10x over everyone else, or 10x over the latest Windows laptop or whatever. But they own the full entire stack. I mean, they own now the chip, the hardware that the chip runs on, all the way up to the software that they're writing. And so that won't be the case for us, someday. If we're like, yeah, I got this new ARM server, it's going to end up running some of the same software we run now, except for on a different processor architecture. So it's all TBD. I'm not sure. It's hard to speculate. It's awesome to think about. It's awesome to think about what that future looks like. But at the same time, I'm okay with my x86 processor for now. It seems like it's going to be, it might end up being a semi-painful move. I mean, if you look at, even look at Apple's track record, right? Apple moved from PC, what was their old processor called? I don't know. Pre-Intel to Intel. That was a painful move for Apple users. And now there's going to be the move back, which is going to be probably pretty painful, moving to their own silicon. And you're going to have this two-year period where they're emulating everything else. So it's going to be interesting for sure. And maybe Apple goes off and does their own thing. But I think they know what they're doing. I mean, they have a pretty good track record over the last 10 years. And even just making those giant leaps, they've made big bets before. And their big bets, aren't just USB-C or lightning cable or things like that. They've made big bets before, and they've been pretty right. And even if they're not right, they take the whole entire market there with them anyway. So you think they're right to begin with. So yeah, it's all TBD. I mean, there's nothing yet that I know of that I can get my hands on to run a server workload outside of a Raspberry Pi, and then getting a Turing Pi board and jamming lots of Pi modules in there, and then saying, hey, now I'm running an ARM server. But I want the same kind of flexibility that I have now with some of the same hardware that I have now. I don't know what that's going to look like. What is that going to look like? It's crazy to think about. But yeah, I'm curious what you think. Galinda, they already have ARM servers. Wendell did a test on one last year. Nice. Yeah. What is it? I'd love to actually look at one. Was this like a developer model for him? Pewitt, thank you for that answer. Even if it was a tad bit off topic. Yeah, no worries. It's crazy to think about. I mean, we even talked about it today at work. It comes up a lot because we need to know how things are going to change for us too. And just even there's a lot of things that are going to start colliding too. Even with Mac OS, I mean, they're going to start running, iOS apps on a Mac. And so they're going to even have their own pains of moving, emulating ARM on a Mac Intel, and then one day flipping it upside down and doing the opposite until we're wherever we go to next. So it's interesting for sure to think about. PowerPC, thank you. That was the processor name before they switched to Intel. Thank you. I said PC something, but I couldn't remember. I didn't have a Mac then. Headphone jacks. But I mean, you could argue headphone jacks. They're still pretty stubborn. They're not going in phones. They think that Bluetooth and Lightning cable is all anyone needs, for sure. Penguin Airlines. I will convert to iPhone if they add the damn headphone jack back. Yeah, I kind of thought that too, but I'm just whatever. I mean, I have a pair of Bluetooth headset. I have a Bluetooth headset. My car's CarPlay, and so I'm kind of like, where do headphones like this fit in? Well, they don't. So does it stink sometimes? Yeah, that I have this little dongle that I have to worry about. It does, but for the most part, I have a Bluetooth pair of headphones that I use as my primary day-to-day. My headphones are, so I don't know, not making excuses for them, but I thought I cared a lot about it until I got Bluetooth headset, and then Bluetooth headphones, and I was just like, okay, well, now I kind of understand, but not really. And they used the waterproof excuse for a long time, and then Samsung came out with their phone that had one that was also waterproof. Penguin Airlines, I never had one before, but I don't understand the need to remove this port. It's probably cost, to be honest. It's probably cost, and probably they needed to shift some stuff around and probably put some different technology where that thing goes. Because if you think about it, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you have a 3.5 millimeter jack this long that needs to jam inside of your device, that's taking up precious real estate where something else could go. And awkward too, you just got it, off to the side or on the top. And it's definitely not symmetrical, so you got to engineer around all that stuff. Yeah, not making excuses for them, just I can relate probably to the design that went into it, or that the people wanting to get it out. Pella, will non-Apple processor Macs increase their value? I don't know. Will non-Apple Macs increase their value? Will non-Apple processor Macs, so Intel Macs, increase their value? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think for a time too. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, people will be wanting to get their hands on those. Yeah, I don't know. Good question for sure. Hey, DA Epic Engineer 128, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. I think Lucas, there was another one in there. Lucas Shenrik, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I think Pella, I think I called that one out, but thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, good question. I don't know. I think that's right too. For a time, they might go up. because people will be like, yeah, I don't want those. But it's, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine a MacBook Pro, at least in its current state, with an ARM processor, being something you could really develop software on. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but man, that seems tough. Seems tough. Punit, honestly, I think that was the right move. Even though my phone headphone jack, it's better to use Bluetooth. Yeah, it's kind of where I'm at too. And it was like something I thought I cared about until I didn't have the need for it. I guess that's everything, right? But yeah, I was kind of the same way. And like I said, I still have headphones with 3.5 millimeter jacks, but those are usually tucked away in the same little bag inside of my backpack where the dongle is for the lightning cable, and they're both together. So now it's just like, well, this is how I plug it in now. So it's attached to the headphones, my backup headphones. It's attached to it as if it's one piece now, because you still have the lightning port. ARM server, all right. PC Geek, I prefer actual headphones, cheaper and less power, since they don't use Bluetooth. Yeah, I mean, I do for here for sure, but it's pretty nice to use. I don't know. I go back and forth. But yeah, I like mine a lot. Penguin Airlines, is it though? If companies could put in modern Bluetooth and everything, then I would agree. But some companies are so behind. Yeah, Bluetooth 4.2 honestly has great quality if the standard is obeyed. Yeah, Penguin Airlines. And my 4-year-old car has something like Bluetooth 2 or something. Yeah, Bluetooth is super odd. Because on top of that, not only the version of Bluetooth, then on top of that, they have audio specs within them. So you could have Bluetooth 4, but with an audio, 2 spec or something weird to where you're getting like FM radio standards. Yeah, super odd. But yeah, I don't know. Mine's been pretty okay. I'm okay with it. But it does nothing for me though. I mean, like all of whatever their decision was obviously for some other reason. Unbeknownst to me. But yeah, I'm totally fine without it. Punit, to be honest, they use the space removed from the headphone jack for their haptic energy and battery, which I can respect. All right. That's awesome. Yeah, I figured it was something to do with engineering, because like anytime you have a problem you got to solve, especially if it's not symmetrical, you just have one headphone jack coming in. Now you're like, okay, like, you can divide this whole phone in half, and, and where do components get laid out? Well, on this one half, or this plane, or this quadrant, you got to do something a little different than the butterfly side, the other quadrant. So it kind of sucks, at least in solving problems. I don't know, but I haven't done a lot of designing hardware. Impossible Mango, I don't know why, but I still prefer classic headphones. Yeah, totally fine. I mean, I can't lie. Like these I'll use throughout the day, just because kind of nice. I don't know. I guess it all depends. It all depends for sure. Penguin Airlines, that has been proven incorrect. It's a rumor at best. Oh, for their battery? Yeah, interesting. Yeah. I don't know the history on that. I always thought their excuse was waterproof. And then like shortly after that, like Samsung came out with their waterproof phone that still had a headphone jack and was like, look, we can do it. The Epic Engineer, no worries. Yeah, thank you so much. Otakusik, just watched your Mac. Got a MacBook and saw your YouTube video. Super helpful. Nice. What camera are you using right now? Oh, nice. So let me go back one. Just watch and got a MacBook and saw your YouTube video. Awesome. Maybe it's my YouTube video on Streamlabs. Maybe, possibly. But what camera I'm using? This is an A6400. It's not the best camera in the world. But I really like it. It's a Sony mirrorless A6400. I think I have down below, if you're on mobile or web, in the About section or whatever, I have a gear link and you'll see it there. So I have A6400. I have this kind of fisheye lens on it that gives me a really wide angle. And then I have that connected up to my PC and through a deck link. So I like it, and this is what I use. I use this camera for everything. I use it to record YouTube videos. I use it to stream. I use it for Zoom calls, for work. So it's super versatile. Do a lot of, other video stuff too, to it. Some pictures, not enough pictures. It's like, it's funny, it's this camera, but I use it for recording live, live content or recording VOD content more than even taking pictures. I think I've taken probably 50 pictures on it and probably 10 were just to test it out. But yeah, I love it. I have a different Sony mirrorless that I used before this, but this one's fantastic. It's so affordable. Craven, yeah, what's up, man? Punit, if you've ever seen GRE's teardown, okay, it clears that that's what they've done. Yes, it is possible to add the headphone jack back, but it makes it more difficult to repair. Interesting. Penguin Airlines, I watch his teardowns constantly. You notice that he still jabs at the companies for removing it. I'm on his side. It should be added back to most devices, but it hasn't its place to be removed. Yeah, I'm either way. I do think it's funny that they removed it from their mobile devices, but not from their laptops. I think if they removed it from the laptops, it wouldn't sell anymore. But I kind of get why they didn't remove it from the laptops, from the MacBooks and MacBook Pros. PC Geek, last week printers, this week headphones. I know, I found another topic. Whenever things are kind of drying up, I just got to mention headphones, printers, or your download speed. I mean, because gigabit download and 300 megabit and asymmetric upload download is not awesome, but symmetric upload download is awesome too. Yeah, I think we found the three topics that people love, which is awesome. Punit, aptX is also a big thing to remember, and other similar technologies. Okay. P. Diddy, just had to bring up printers. Yeah, didn't you? Just another out of timeout list. Yeah, whenever someone mentions printers, that's the way we should go for sure. Open worms everywhere. Penguin Airlines, Techno Tim, I understand, but my phone has a lot longer battery life than my wireless headphones. Consider something like camping or something where you can't simultaneously charge devices while using them. Yep, I mean, there are adapters for it. It's really frustrating that we used to be able to do it, now we can't. Day to day, it's fine, but day to day isn't everything. If it's still a nuance to have one more thing to charge, I don't want to charge my watch. Yeah. Hey, then more power to you, then don't buy them. But I think that, my wireless headphones give me a lot more, capabilities than just the ability to listen. It's also talk, so it's both. And again, I'm not making an excuse for them. I'm just saying, I cared about the headphone jack until I didn't need a headphone jack. And so I totally get it. Like, if you need a headphone jack, yeah, absolutely. If that's your requirement, for sure. And I understand your argument too about charging more things, but my watch does need a charging. My headphones do need a charging. My phone does too. And it kind of stinks. And the other thing that stinks too is if something goes wrong with my headset, I can't just run out and buy a cheap pair of Skull Candy headphones for $8, which I used to do in the past. So yeah, I totally understand for sure. That ship has sailed for Apple a long time ago though. Punit, yeah, that's fair, but it does make a ton of space for other things, and that they have clearly used for better things. See, every Android manufacturer outside of OnePlus and Google and some other premium phone manufacturers don't have the headphones and have crappy vibration motors. Yeah. I know my Motorola phone has a crappy vibration motor. Wireless charging is pretty decent. I didn't think about that. Penguin Airlines, I know about aptX as well. I have many wireless devices that support it. Not sure I understand how they impact what you said. Like I mentioned, the quality of Bluetooth is 4.2 is basically imperceptible to wired, but it also depends on whether your headphones need a dedicated amplifier and doesn't address my charging issues. aptX is mainly latency. Hey. Soberbot. Hey, Tim. Hey, how's it going? Takano. Tank printers are superior. Banana. Punit. I use dot matrix printers exclusively. Y'all, here we go. Don't get into the printers, please. Penguin Airlines. Don't buy them. Isn't a philosophy. Scrolling. I can take when I don't have the option. Oh gosh, scrolling. There are exceedingly few phones that include the jack now. Yeah, I think, again, it's like You know, I don't know if Apple's right first or they carve the way and everyone follows, but or they're onto something way ahead of time. But yeah, that's another thing where they're like, they did something and everyone else either feels like they have to, or they want to, or they know something we don't. It's probably cost. Probably cost. For sure. It's probably cost. They just want to save some money. Pella, can you plug external microphones into iPhones? I usually record my guitar in my phone directly and plug them in together. I don't know if you can do that on Apple. I don't understand. I don't know if you can either. Never tried. I'm sure there's something that you can, for sure. Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, it still supports the audio input. I don't know how great it's going to sound, you know, just if I were to plug these in and use this microphone right here. But I don't know the quality you're going to get from there. But yeah, it's a good question. I'm sure if you just if you Google it or Amazon it, you'll be like, oh, there's 15 products. Penguin Island definitely costs. Yeah. Like how they don't include the charger in the box now. Yeah. I know, that's interesting too. Like, I totally get their claim about it generates a ton of waste and like they're shipping, you know, the packaging and the cost to make it and all this stuff when most people already have a charger already. But at the end of the day, you gotta think like, okay, is it to save some money? And then they just put a good spin on it? I don't know. We'll never know. I'm sure that you can. Jonathan Morrison, TLD Today, made a video about it last year. Nice. Penguin Airlines, which is a decision I'm fine with. Just don't message it like you're saving the environment. That's kind of where I was going to. Yeah, because it makes you wonder, for sure. Hey guys, man, it's getting a little bit late. Gary Bear, what's up, dude? New panels? I think so. Oh yeah. This stuff? Yeah, it's kind of new. I've been switching stuff up since the last time I seen you. How are you, dude? Good to see you, man. Hey, and I was just gonna, I'm just wrapping it up right now. Tonight was super awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here. There was tons of subs, tons of follows, tons of gifted subs. I really appreciate it. Man, I appreciate it so much. And like I always say, like, man, just being here and spending time in here and chatting is more than enough. So everything above and beyond that is greatly appreciated. Really appreciate it. Huge shout out to the Code Bullet raid. That was awesome. Welcome everyone who's here, who's never been here before. I really appreciate it. And really appreciate you guys being in here. And since there are so many new members in here, I think it's worth mentioning that we have a Discord server. Many of the people that are in this channel now are also in our Discord server, and there's tons of people who aren't. Oh man, there's a fight for it now. I like it. I need to change up my segue. That one was kind of weak. Next time I'm gonna drop it out of nowhere. But we do have a Discord server where we talk about all kinds of technology, anything from high-tech server stuff to even code to low-tech stuff like pets and memes. So a lot of people are in this server too. And if you want to continue the conversation about stuff, headphones, Bluetooth profiles, absolutely, let's do it there. But it's there for using if you like. I will be back on Thursday, most likely. Haven't decided yet. I got to change up my schedule just a tiny bit. Just so that I can still meet other obligations. But I'll let you know for sure, either on Twitter and Discord, if it's going to be Thursday or just Saturday. So, man, thank you guys so much for being here and just hanging out for sure. Pets are low tech, yeah. Low tech topics, yeah. We have some low tech, yeah. I think they're low tech. Depends on your pet. But yeah, absolutely. Roombas aren't pets, yeah. Man, but again, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Great conversation. Hope you guys have a fantastic night. And as always, be good to each other. Take care. You were totally right. You were totally right. I said last time too that I should start rating people at the end, especially since I just got rated. So let's rate someone if you're still here. I totally forgot that I need to just work that into my rotation and pass on the love. I know we've done it a few times, but I should make it a more regular thing. All right, false ending. All right, these are the true fans, true friends. But let me see. Usually I just go with, yeah, let's try it. Let's go. Let's do this. I know we've done it a couple times. Usually I just go with whatever the algorithm suggests to me in the Science and Tech channel. This is how we go. We're gonna go with the, let's go with Science and Tech. And usually the first row is pretty good. And then I'm gonna go with what the algorithm recommends. We have rated Fierce Kittens before. Not Lurks, not me, of course. I don't know Caitlin, V3, and RW Grimm. But this guy, Master, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but he has awesome streams on code. And so I absolutely think we should rate him for sure. Remote development environment. Let's see, real quick. Remote development environment with Linode and VS Code. That sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, I think so too. Is it Mastermind? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I've seen a stream before. It's higher energy coding, live coding, and tutorials. And last time I watched, he said he was bringing someone else on for some other stuff. So I'm like, man, this guy's super legit. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I hope you guys are still here. Mastermind, I got it. Mastermind, let's rate him. So let me real quick, let me pull up something that you're not even seeing my screen, which is okay, because I didn't have things set up. Let me pull up just a whole bunch of icons that you guys are welcome to copy and paste, or use your own. But I'm gonna copy and paste them in there. You can copy and paste them in there, and let's rate them. Mastermind, for sure. Thank you so much for reminding me at the end. I totally forgot. I just need to work that in. So every time I start mentioning Discord, just be like, yo, we need to raid someone. So anyways, let's do this real quick. So Mastermind, let me copy and paste because I'm still old school and I do slash commands in Twitch, even though there's probably a button to do it. We're gonna do it. Let's raid Mastermind. All right, let's do this. So it's gonna raid we're gonna jump in there in about 5 seconds. Here's your commands. Well, that's not your commands. They're above there. Copy and paste them, use your own. Be good. Not only to me, but to his channel. So let's go. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. Take care.